Your third stimulus check is finally coming. $1,400 an individual, $2,800 a married couple, $3,200 adult dependent, and $1,400 a child. Last Friday, yesterday, the reconciliation bill was finalized. It was called for a vote. It became law. Anchored to it is a third stimulus package, and in there will be a stimulus check. Stimulus check will be coming to as soon as they call that for a vote. The big details I have in this recording. Meantime, Joe Biden's reaction to the jobs numbers on Friday. Not good news. What is Joe Biden going to do about it? He's firing back. Meantime, a reaction to spending by the Democrats. Democrats say we're going to spend and we can continue to spend and the economy can support it. Meantime, how about supporting a new baby with $1,000 in the bank account? Yes, more talk about that $1,000 baby bond bill. Elsewhere, FDA is reacting to the moving concerns about the variants of the virus, and they're stepping up the pace. I'll have those details as well. Additionally, what is Moderna doing in the next few days? Really great news about that as well. And then we see what's coming up in the next few days in Wall Street and also in Main Street, and what's happening here in California for your stimulus as well. So much happening across the board. I'm really excited for you. From Wall Street to Main Street, from my home to your home, this is Early Mornings LALATE. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Early Mornings LA, the 6:30 edition. The toast is toasting, the butter is bunning. I'm here, you're here, and this is the continuation of Early Mornings LA. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. This is the best channel there is out there. Recording 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, delivering you the most comprehensive and interactive financial news content that you can find anywhere. So make sure you subscribe to this channel. Also like this video. And if you're not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Power, Calcino VIP, or Purple Hawk. The link is in the description, also at the top of the chat. And as to that chat, it's an instant premiere. You can interact with your Purple Power buddies, send messages, and give your predictions about the game. There's so much happening this morning, and there's so much that was happening yesterday. I have all the details for you, the recap, and what's going to come next week. It's a big week coming up, so make sure you subscribe. And with that, let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news as you start the new morning is that Joe Biden is running on all cylinders. This is not Joe Biden from January. In January, Joe Biden was doing Zoom chats, feeling things out, chatting people, and you and I were anxious. You went on social media because I urged you to as the Purple Power and said, hey, step up and urge movement. Now the reaction and the statement by Joe Biden is, I'm not only moving faster than I was moving a few days ago, I'm going to actually move faster than I was moving last week. Why? The jobs number that came in yesterday, it was a horrible number. There's several numbers, economic numbers I detail on this channel that come out every week or every month. This one comes out every month. It refers to how many new jobs are created in the month before. How many new jobs are created in the month of January? In the entire United States, 6,000. What? 6,000 new private sector jobs last month were created. Absolutely horrible. Joe Biden didn't like it whatsoever. We saw the jobs report. Only 6,000 private sector jobs will be created. At this rate, it's going to take 10 years till we get to full unemployment. This is not a hyperbole. The total number showed 64,000 new jobs created. The rest were, of course, government jobs. And so this is just not a good situation. Wall Street is expecting 250,000 new jobs. So Joe Biden is saying, hey, I'm doing stimulus now, but guess what? I'm coming back. I've been telling you this for a while. This means multiple stimulus checks. This needs more stimulus. This means 1.9 is a start, and we're going to be back again. And the start started yesterday with that tow truck pulling over the finish line. That tow truck is the reconciliation bill, and it became law yesterday. And so now it's towing the tow hitch behind it, and that will be called for a vote in the next few days. It's not a question of will it or won't it or could it or can it. It's a question of what day do they call for a vote. Nancy Pelosi says it'll be in the next 2 weeks. It does have a deadline to it. And that is a $1,400 stimulus check for individuals, $2,800 for a married couple, $14 for children, $3,200 for adult dependents. It has FPUC in there, retro back to January, then forward all the way to late September at $400 a week. This goes on top of your FPUC you already get for $300 a week. So 40 weeks at $400 a week is a lot of money. And imagine if that goes on top of your UI and PUA, and you're doing, maybe $200, $300 a week, $400 a week for UI and PUA because you did escalate benefits because of the video on this channel and you had made $25,000 in 2019. Well, suddenly you could see $700, $800, $900 a week for unemployment all the way to, $700, $800, $900 of FPUC, of unemployment all the way to September. Yeah, that's a lot of money. What else is in the third stimulus package? EIDL grants, hazard pay, mortgage assistance, rent for low income, rent for middle class, rent for for homeless people. Also, student aid of $1,700 for a college student, $1,400 a week up to for paid sick leave, a series of tax credits. And more grants that we had never heard of before. A grant for this, a grant for that, the return of the EIDL grant, and others. So Joe Biden said, I'm not sitting around anymore. I appreciate all you coming over, the urgency with which you're moving. This is all about people's lives, it's not about numbers. There's too many consequential issues here. I'd like to be doing something with the support of the Republicans, but they're not willing to go as far as I think they have to go. It's my preference to work together, but if I had to choose between helping people right now who are hurting badly, or getting bogged down in lengthy negotiations, or compromising on a bill that's up to the crisis, it's an easy choice. I'm getting American people money right now who are hurting. I know some in Congress think we've already done enough to deal with the crisis of the country. Others think that they're getting better. We can afford to sit back and either do little or nothing. That's not what I see. I see enormous pain in this country. And that pain came across the board. There's a massive hole to fill in unemployment. Jared Bernstein, who's the chief economic advisor to Joe Biden, slammed a series of bizarre statements by Larry Summers yesterday and said, I think he's just following the wrong thing. I pretty much disagree with the thrust of his argument. And I think we have to go very big and bold. What Larry's worried about here is inflation overheating. Right now, we have inflation that's been below the federal rate of 2% for over decades. So what is he worried about? Basically, Democrats are saying, don't be worried about inflation. There is no inflation. And it's better to have a little bit of inflation than have a massive recession, which is where we're heading. But then came the excitement. The excitement came from a series of good news for people wondering how soon we can reopen. The news came when Johnson & Johnson Thursday after hours announced that they have now applied for emergency use authorization for their COVID-19 vaccine. They would join Pfizer and Moderna that were certified in December. That's a one dose, Johnson & Johnson, and it does have a lower efficiency rate, but this would join the pack as now the third applicant and the third purveyor of the service. But how about that variant? There's concerns about the arrival of other variants across the country, variants to the virus, whether it's South African variant or the Brazilian variant. How to deal with it and how it impacts stimulus, we've been talking about for a while on this channel. And the good news is that the head of FDA got an order from Joe Biden to prepare to strike against that variant as quickly as possible. Julie Turney said in a statement Thursday that this is an issue we definitely are thinking about and working for individual sponsors. We're looking for more public process to get thinking out there in the near future. Moderna is already working on this, and Moderna will start human trials of its variant boost next month. Meantime, great news from Griston Oncology, a biotech company that's trying to figure out if it can do variants for across the board. Johnson & Johnson, of course, hit it out of the ballpark with the incredible announcement of their applying for emergency use authorization on Thursday. That statement came from Paul Stoffels, director of scientific research at the company, to make a submission for emergency use authorization for our investigative single-shot COVID-19 vaccine is a pivotal step toward reducing the burden of the disease for people globally and putting an end to the pandemic. Upon authorization of our investigational vaccine for emergency use, we will be ready to start shipping. With our submission to the FDA and ongoing research, we're going to work with a great urgency to make our investigational vaccine available to the public as quickly as possible. California needs it because they just don't have enough doses. There will be no in-person instruction in the state of California until we get people vaccinated, said Gavin Newsom earlier this week. But that prompted the CDC to fire back, saying vaccination teachers is not a prerequisite for safely reopening the schools. Other people disagreed about that one. Meantime, what's going on with the items in the third stimulus package? Well, they're all very clear, and with the exception of hazard pay, which still remains a little bit of a mystery, but there'll be a new round of EIDL grants. There'll be a $1,400 stimulus check for individuals, $2,800 for a married couple, $3,200 for adult dependents, $1,400 for children, FPUC $400 a week, hazard pay, the amount we don't know, public and private, $1,400 a week for paid sick leave, up to $1,700 of student loan debt forgiveness, for $1,700 for student financial aid. There is already a $40,000 student loan debt forgiveness bill detailed on the video before this. Or is it $50,000? It's $50,000 student loan debt forgiveness. But in this video, the other bill that really is deciding people is the $1,000 baby bond. The concept is delineated by Cory Booker. Put $1,000 in the bank from the federal government. When a baby's born, the federal government opens a checking account for $1,000 in the name of the newborn baby. Baby can't take the money out until age 18, and the money incurs interest at 3% for 18 years. He believes that after 18 years, the account will be worth $50,000. You can also add to the account and let it grow. This is really incredible, great news, and by all accounts, it looks like it's going to pass. It's just another stimulus package that you're hearing during a stimulus period. The bill has the support of 2-3 dozen House and Senate Democrats, and is supported extensively by Chuck Schumer. So how much can you get on the third stimulus package? How many bill provisions apply to you? Join me at 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time as I continue with Mornings LATE, and I go over all the details you've been wondering about, and the questions are answered as well. So make sure you subscribe to this video, like this video, go to the top of the video and hit that member link so you become a Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay in LA for more.